Every year, Cuba puts this resolution forward, and every year the US vetoes it. Might the US vote differently this time?
Well, that's exactly what we're waiting to find out. For once, a UN General Assembly vote is proving to be quite gripping because we don't know whether or not the United States will choose to abstain this year. Usually, the US votes against this resolution, at least it has done for the past 23 years. But at this, the 24th year of the vote, the UN General Assembly vote on a resolution to lift the United States economic embargo on Cuba, we could see things panning out differently. If the United States chooses to abstain, then that will be unprecedented. It will mean that essentially the US is going against its own policy here at the UN, and that would be a first here at the United Nations. It will also pit the Obama administration against Republican-led Congress, which so far has refused to repeal that trade embargo. So it's a really interesting chapter in US-Cuban relations at the moment, and this vote is certainly one to watch. But despite all of the rumours that the United States may abstain, diplomats here are telling me that they think that the US is leaning more towards a no vote today. But again, we'll have to wait and see. We still are only about halfway through the speakers representing various blocs within the UN General Assembly. There are 24 different speakers today. We're about halfway through, and after that, Cuba then presents this resolution. So we've got some time to go before we know which way the US is going to vote, Claire.
And Jessica, what difference could this resolution make, if any?
Well, as you know, UN General Assembly resolutions are non-enforceable. So in a tangible sense, it won't really make that much of a difference. But if the US were to abstain, that would really up the pressure on Congress to repeal this trade embargo. What this sort of UN General Assembly resolution really shows is global opinion on the matters being voted on. And in this case, with the economic embargo on Cuba over the past 23 years, it's really shown almost unanimous support for the Cubans on this issue. The Cubans see that embargo as, of course, unilateral and illegitimate, Claire.
Thank you very much, Jessica. Jessica Le Masurier.